Hi, campaigners. Welcome to Campaign Mode,
a gaming podcast meant for marketers to better understand the industry.
We are your hosts. I'm Sami Barnett, head of gaming at TMA.
Morgan Bridges, account supervisor at TMA.
If you have any questions, want to reach out to collab, all of our information is down below. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We hope you enjoy.
All right. Welcome back, campaigners. Thank you for joining into this episode.
Hello.
We've got a good one for you. We've got Steve Rossi from Blast to join us. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Hello.
Of course. Super excited to be here today. We are live at the Blast Counter-Strike premiere.
That's right. Blast Premier Rivals
Thank you.
in Fort Worth.
I'm like, I need the pro to do it. But no, I think this episode's going to be really exciting. We talk a lot about different pieces of gaming, but one we haven't touched on in campaign mode yet is esports. And it is a huge part of gaming. I think, a lot of brands are involved, but there's a lot that it's a non-starter conversation. A lot aren't familiar with the world of esports, and they don't know, where to dip their toes in. So I really wanted to have an episode where we just kind of talk to somebody straight from the source.
Yep.
And, learn a little bit more about Blast, the phenomenon of Blast and esports. So Steve, I'll let you give a quick intro.
Sure.
Who are you?
Well, my name's Steve. Thank you for having me. I'm psyched to be here. I've been at Blast since January.
Wow.
So relatively new for me.
So we're just throwing you right in the water
right
here.
in the water.
Yeah.
First podcast,
Love
right in the
it.
water. Let's go.
Okay.
Over 20 years in partnerships has been my career. I started at an ad agency in New York City. I went to the NFL. I sold traditional sports there. I sold World Cups at Univision,
Nice.
Spanish language media. Not Hispanic, don't speak Spanish, so fish out of water.
Yeah.
And then I went in 2016 to Activision Blizzard. And there was an opportunity there to help launch the commercialization group for Activision Blizzard Esports. There was a lot of momentum at that time in esports, and we were launching city-based franchise leagues in the Overwatch League and Call of Duty League. They had their moment. And then after Activision Blizzard, I went to a company called Play Versus. Play Versus is Scholastic Gaming, and it's really grassroots, local, like kindergarten through college.
Nice.
And then in January, I went back to the pros, and I'm here at Blast.
Okay. So
Wow.
you have like a traditional sports background, but then you got into esports.
Mix of background, yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, it
What
was
pulled you over to
media.
the esports, I guess, starting at Activision? What kind of pulled you into the esports world?
2016, there was a lot of wind in the sails of esports. It was kind of this like big momentum opportunity, and it was a chance to build something inside Activision Blizzard. $70 billion company. That's what it was acquired by Microsoft for.
Yeah.
So massive company, and we were doing something new. We were creating a space.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's exciting, kind of like charting your own path a little bit.
Yeah, a lot
But
of
no,
it.
I think, and you were going to touch on this, like you've done traditional sports, you've worked at Univision, you've done partnerships across the board. What's kind of the through line there? What's like the, I guess, similarity?
Yeah, for people
Sure.
who don't know esports, like, is there a way
Yeah.
to compare it to regular traditional sports
Yeah.
that might
Sure.
help them understand more?
The through line is connecting brands
Yeah.
through content to audiences.
Yeah.
And so I've had been very lucky to work at some phenomenal companies and represent some terrific blue chip brands, and Blast is absolutely one of them. And so it's the natural progression for me. We run 6 individual leagues on the backs of some of the most popular IP out there, from Fortnite and Rocket League to Counter-Strike to Dota, Rainbow Six, and Brawl Stars, which is a mobile game. And so we run the professional leagues for those games.
Gotcha. Cool. So so this event here is specifically for Counter-Strike.
Yes.
And it's like is this like the regional? How does this get set up?
Yeah, so Counter-Strike has 2 seasons, and this is part of season 1.
Okay.
And each esport has different variances to the way it's set up. But this is professional competition.
Yeah.
And so like similar sports, it's like traditional sports, it's similar insofar as thousands of people will come to the arena to watch the event.
Yeah.
But majority of the audience, millions, are global and watching. We'll hit 1 million peak viewership for this event this weekend.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah. See, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, I think we kind of learn what this is, but taking a step into Blast.
Yeah.
Also, for those of you listening, if there are gunshots or something happening in the background, we are in the middle of, we are set up live here. So super exciting. There's a lot of, the event hasn't publicly kicked off, but there's a lot of energy and excitement in the whole arena.
So don't be worried. There may be some background noises,
Yeah,
but we're okay.
We're okay.
But yeah, I think taking a step back, because I think people associate Blast with tournaments, but it's so much more than just that. So I guess if you could give us a quick rundown of kind of Blast as a whole, what's the vision? What's
Sure.
your mission? What are the opportunities for brands really?
Sure. So 3 different questions there.
Yeah, I
All
know.
good.
Let's segment it. Let's start with Blast as a company, and okay, all right, Steve, stepping up to the plate.
He's been studying.
Blast is all about competitive entertainment. Okay. So yes, esports, but take a step back and just think about competitive entertainment. So what does that actually mean? Well, you need a competition first and foremost, and it's not just any competition. It's not a pickup game of hoops in my neighborhood. It's professional. There needs to be stakes and consequences. So what are they playing for? So there needs to be a clear progression. If you lose, there's a mathematical impact to that loss. If you win, you rise in the standings. It needs to count for something.
Yeah.
So it's not just a fun pickup game of hoops. It needs to count for something. The entertainment piece of it, polish, first class. It needs to feel like something, and there needs to be stories, narratives, and like we get that a lot in traditional sports and in like the WWE, for example. So esports is akin to that. So Blast is competitive entertainment right now rooted in esports. Okay.
I love that.
Some of the brand ethos of Blast is to make it bold, make it happen, make it together, and that comes through in every single thing that we do, including this event and then all the events. We put on over 20 a year. Yeah, we have May's a big month for us. At the end of May, we're going to be in Paris for Rocket League Championship Series. We're going to have over 50,000 people through the arena that weekend in Paris.
And I think one thing that we're trying to, break down the barriers for marketers who maybe don't know. And I think the one thing that we've always seen is anytime we bring a client or someone who hasn't ever seen esports in real life, like once you bring them into this space, the energy is crazy.
Yeah.
Like the fans, even though, like you said, most of them are remote, I think the energy of being in this arena, like when you see this, all the fans and everything, it is so fun and it kind of makes things click for clients. Like, okay.
It's like the aha moment. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like you're at a traditional sports game. It's there's people standing, cheering, people are wearing their team's jerseys. Like the energy is electric. I can't put it into words. It's something that you have to experience. So
Seeing is believing.
I'm always trying to, if you are listening to this and you want to go to a Blast tournament or
You're inviting everybody?
yes, everybody.
You're all invited.
Email us.
We'll get you in.
We will
We know
take
somebody.
You. Yeah.
We know a guy.
We'll get you in. No, it's a good, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's a good point. There are so many similarities to traditional sports, but no doubt there has been a hesitation from CMOs or CROs or whoever is in charge of where should I invest my marketing money. And the hesitation is founded. I get it. When you look at movies or music globally, gaming is bigger than that market, movies and music combined. Okay? And so so now there's scale in gaming, but the thing that music and movies had is they've had 100 years to establish.
Right.
They've had 100 years to try things out, gain stability, and then decide to innovate. That doesn't happen in esports. Esports have been around 15 years. All right. And we've had to build stability while innovating at the same exact time. And so that means if you're using the same map, if you're using an analog map to navigate this digital architecture, you're gonna get lost. And so that creates hesitation, and I understand why there's hesitation for investment in the space. But let me tell you, Blast is here to kind of smooth that out.
Yeah, because it's not just logo slap on the jerseys. Like it can be so much more than that. So that's what we're trying to, uncover today.
No, and I think too, like so many brands that we talk to, they want to be a brand of first, right? They want to do something first. They want to be first to market. Every brand wants to be the shiny talked about like object, right? And I think to what you're saying as like, yes, we're building stability, but we're also innovating at the same time. That creates a path for a brand to kind of grow with you.
Big time.
And be the first to do something alongside your innovation. I think the beauty of Blast too is more than one title, more than one team. It's a powerhouse of opportunities. And so the opportunity to build is very big there.
We want to collaborate.
Yeah.
And that's not just lip service. Like you nailed it on the head. You know, when you think about IP, traditional IP, sports, entertainment, okay? Something's popular, align with the popular thing, put it on your package, sell the soap. Okay?
Great.
That's not our model.
Yeah.
That's not our architecture. It's something we've been kicking around. It's rooted in competitive entertainment, but it's a totally different posture. You need to understand that this audience, seeing is believing. When you come, unlike NBA game or not to pick on the NBA, unlike most things where people are on their phones.
Right.
Watching TV even.
You won't see that this weekend here. People are literally on the edge of their seats. We're not telling them to sit on their couch, be quiet, and watch.
Yeah.
We're telling them it's okay to be on the edge of your seat. Like, we don't want you in the stands. We want you cheering.
Right.
And then it's not just that. Then they go home. And then they check out the website and they get informed across all the different news sources for esports and gaming. And then they can actually participate with the IP.
Yeah.
They can pick up a controller and play the game.
The game, right.
And 70% of people who come to esports shows like to stream themselves playing the game. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. And then the last piece of that is they can then join tournaments themselves and compete. So it's a participatory IP. It's not.
Right.
It's not.
The barrier to entry is a lot lower.
It is, and all of that. What I just said might be overwhelming, but all of that is multi-layered and gives different angles for brands to come in and to participate. We want brands to participate right along with the fans.
Because, you know, say a fan comes in, engages with the brand here, has such a good experience, and they go home, they play Counter-Strike, they start streaming themselves. They're already now a brand advocate. Oh my gosh, I had such a fun time engaging with X brand. Now they're talking about it on their stream and so on and so. Like it can only continue to multiply, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's, I can sit here and talk and tell you, but like to give an example, I think is helpful.
Yeah.
So we run, like we've talked about, we run multiple leagues. One of the leagues we run is Epic's competitive for Rocket League. It's called Rocket League Championship Series, RLCS. One of the partners of RLCS is Progressive. Now, you may have seen the campaign. They have the Don't Become Your Parents type of campaign.
Yeah.
And in one of the commercials, Progressive's a partner of Rocket League, RLCS. In one of the commercials, some guy who's turning into his dad who doesn't want to offers up the bathroom code to somebody who didn't ask him for it at a gas station.
Right.
Right? It's 9914. Like, he can't help himself.
Yeah.
This caught fire with the Rocket League community, and they memed it in a good way.
Yeah.
Content creation, creating memes in a good way, okay? And it went viral. And you go to a Rocket League, an RLCS event, you'll see people 9914 holding up signs, 9914. Epic leaned in and created downloadable content in the game itself that you can buy as like a pack, the 9914 pack.
Okay.
And it all happened because the Rocket League Championship Series fans were paying attention to the partner.
Right.
If Progressive wasn't a partner, they wouldn't have gotten that engagement.
Correct. So that's like a prime. That is a great example right there.
No, I think it's a good example because I think, people think like, oh, if I partner with esports, then it's a jersey, logo on the jersey. It's going to be logo on screen like that. That's all that exists. But like that is such a merriment of so many different things from a brand message that they leaned into, and you don't see that very often. You don't see consumers leaning into a brand message for an event.
Outside of esports, you're right, but in esports, you do.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Yeah.
It's a participatory IP, and that is like it's a differentiator, and I think it's something that I would like to evangelize.
Well, here we are.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
I know.
And we wanted to talk about the power of esports communities. I think that's a perfect segue into, they're digitally native, they're younger. So, but that doesn't mean that they're super young. I think that's another thing that's in, brands' heads. It's a wide variety of people, but they are more digitally native. They're spending more time engaging with this content versus if they're watching a basketball game.
Like
they
you
are
said,
just
they're on their phone.
They're double,
I do
they're probably multitasking.
That's why I can speak to it, because that's behavior I do.
Yeah.
So and fans are more participatory. Like, is there anything else as a part of those communities that you've seen brands lean into that have done a good job, or like any recommendations on how to continue to engage those fans behind just like the traditional logo on the screen kind of thing?
All of the aspects of the ecosystem give different opportunities to participate for brands, right? The way you win is if you can be additive and if you treat the audience with respect. I'm sure we've all heard the word authenticity, but authenticity is...
We have an authenticity ticker. You have to say it at least 5 times on the podcast because it truly is the only word that makes sense for this.
What was the word?
Authenticity.
That was
So
fine.
you got it.
There,
You're
Maybe that's
good.
4.
You are good.
say it one more time.
Yeah. But yeah,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just think authenticity, while it may be a little overused, it's really rooted in respect. And so if you respect the audience and you can do something with Blast where you're giving back to the audience or making their experience better, why not?
Yeah.
That's how you win. Yeah, we don't have to overcomplicate it. And so we don't want to overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
Why do you think that brands struggle to find a space in esports? Like, what do you think is the thing that you're trying to help them get over?
Yeah.
The fact that you can do something more custom. Like, is there something specific you see a
The
lot?
disconnect.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to what I was saying a little while ago about trying to navigate like this digital world, but with an analog mindset. It's just not going to get you there. And so, fear is something new, and I get it. If you look at music and movies, like at the top, like they've been around for a long time. People are comfortable with it. People are familiar with it. If you're a decision maker at a brand and you don't game, that is okay. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't pay attention to the market or invest your marketing money in esports and gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think too, like just being here, seeing this, hearing that story, seeing the opportunities, like if you are going after traditional sports in your marketing plan, you should be absolutely thinking of esports as your sports marketing.
Right.
Like in my mind, like if you're all there for the arena in-person events, you're there for the, player camaraderie online, like there's so much connection on social with esports, the community. Like it's a multiple touch point sport, just like traditional sports. So it should truly be you should be thinking of that too, because it's the next age of sports too. It's the up and coming. It's like you said, we're building, it's, innovative. It's a lot, there's a lot of people that do watch people that watch esports that are not watching traditional sports.
Right.
So it's this whole cohort, I'm getting tongue-tied, of people that you can reach that you can't through your TV or basketball or football.
And I think what's interesting about Blast is like one thing that does trip people up is it is very like, what game do I be a part of? Like, what one makes sense? And, even though like if you're talking about, you could say the same thing, basketball, there's so many different teams, football, there's so many different teams. But with Blast, you guys could kind of help navigate for the brand. Yeah. Hey, this title probably makes the most sense based on what you're trying to do, who you're trying to talk to.
Totally.
And so I think that's one thing that I do see, like, clients get a little overwhelmed by where we could go so many different routes. We could be a part of that league or that league. Yeah. But it's nice to have a partner who can kind of help guide you to say, hey, what do you want to do with your brand? Here's who we recommend, or like.
Agreed. Look, that you nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
We can make it easy.
Right.
If you have a gaming strategy and you have an audience you're trying to hit, we should talk.
Yeah.
Because we can point you in the right direction. And unlike traditional sports where you need to do a deal with the league and then a deal with the distributor and then a deal, you don't. Right. It's just us. And by the way, we're a production company, so we can also produce content for you, short form, long form. We can talk about that. It really is a valuable proposition wrapped up into one, and Blast, it just feels like Blast is like the best kept secret.
Right. So you're not having to, like, as a brand, you wouldn't have to then go, deal with the title.
All one stop.
Like, you guys are going to be like, no, we're going to work on getting you guys integrated with the title.
Totally.
We'll help you with content. We'll be the producer.
Totally. So we have really strong relationships with our publisher partners. Yeah. Very strong relationships with our publisher partners, and they're just getting stronger.
Right. So that's like, it's like a one-stop shop, which I think that is another thing that would help people get over the like, oh, well, we have to deal with all of these different people and and so you're making it easy. You're uncomplicating things.
Trying to.
Right.
Yeah. I think, okay, so to kind of wrap this piece up, if I'm a CMO and I'm listening to this podcast, first of all, thank you. And I'm like, okay, they are making so much sense. Like, I want to test some stuff out. Like, how do I get started? What is, like, if they're wanting to dip their toes, obviously reach out. Sure. But what's, like, your one piece of advice to a brand that's trying to get started in a partnership with Blast or esports in general?
Initiate the conversation.
Okay.
Just no one, individual echo chambers, no matter what the topic, don't serve anybody. Whatever you are thinking, if you're not talking and discussing, I think that's a negative. I would say initiate the conversation. You can always say no to us. That's, I don't want you to, but you can. Yeah. And so I would say let's at least have a conversation about it.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's fair.
I was going to say too, another thing that makes this different than like a traditional sports, right? There are so many rules and regulations around like who can be a part of, NFL conversations or NBA. And I think, like you said, just having a conversation with you guys, like that's an easy step that overcomes. It's not really that big of a deal to just have a conversation. And a lot of people may make that seem like one in their minds, right? So I think that's a good way to put it.
And the rules that you're just alluded to that exist in traditional sports and things, of course we have rules, but our rules are easier to change by the nature of the IP.
Exactly.
And it goes back to, we want to collaborate. Yeah. And it speaks to that participatory aspect of it all.
I just mean like it feels like a little bit more not flexible, but like you guys are working on building that with the brand, right?
Yeah,
so like walking them through it, making things make sense. Whereas I feel like for traditional sports has been around for a while, so it's a little bit more sticky.
Cut and dry. Cut and dry of what you can do. Yeah. No, I think this has all been great. I have one more question that we didn't touch, but I'm nervous. Gave the this is going to be a real hard one.
Oh my God. You
gave the example of Progressive and the shirts and, how they showed up in the game. 9914. Thank you. I don't know if I can legally say that. No, I'm just kidding. But what's like the balance of fan integration and brands? Because you don't want to overdo it. Right. Authenticity. Yep.
That's definitely fine.
We've hit it. Yeah. What's kind of that balance in between like success for a brand, the fan loving it, but then going too far?
Oh, jumping the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you can predict it, but I can tell you that I can't think of an example of it going too far. I sincerely can't at Blast. And frankly, the people I work with who are smarter than me and know the space way better than me won't let us do that.
Right.
We get pushed. We get pushed in all sorts of ways, and we get told no internally frequently, and that's actually a good thing.
I think so too.
Across for everybody involved.
They're not going to let there are people on your side that know the community so well. They wouldn't put a brand.
Backfire.
Yeah. They wouldn't put a brand in that position.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right. And so jumping the shark, it's probably harder to do than you might imagine.
Yeah. No, I think I even did some research of like just to prepare like bad brand and I didn't find any. So that's good. Yeah, it's a good thing. But I think that's a good point of like having the support of Blast and everyone that you work with to guide brands in the right place.
Totally.
Make it the best that it can be.
Yeah. And again, what you aren't seeing is more brands doing enough. Like, I feel like there's so much space here for brands to play in that they probably are missing out on. Like, they're never going to let you're never going to let them go too far, but you can always see more brands finding ways to integrate.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's in live stream, it's custom VOD content, it's experiential, which is different than on site. What do we want to do? Let's talk about doing it.
Yeah.
No,
the live streaming piece of this is like, I think so integral too, because you're not dealing with, I will just say, when you have to try to watch traditional sports nowadays, you need 5 different streamers. Yeah. And you guys are, it's on a platform that's, you could watch each individual
You can watch it on our site. You can watch it on our partners in Twitch and YouTube and Kick. Yeah. And then there's other places, region to region, but it's, and that goes to the digital nature of it, right? Where it's really out there. We want it out
You
there.
want it out there,
Yeah, we're
right.
not trying to make it hard to find.
Love that.
Love. Yeah. I think it's an ecosystem where there's opportunities at every touch point and you can create that connection throughout. So great. Okay. What last big question? Then we're going to do some quick ones and then we'll close us out. But future of Blast, what does that look like for you guys? What are we focusing on for focusing?
What are we focusing
I'm in
on? I
Fort
like
Worth.
it.
I got to get an accent in.
You've got the Texas girls versus the New York accent
Yeah.
over here.
I wouldn't say versus, but okay.
versus, okay. Our accents, you know.
Everything's competitive today. Okay. Look around.
Well, that's a perfect segue because that's my answer to the question.
Okay.
Competitive entertainment. So we have cut our teeth and established our relationship,
Your
what
place.
we're known for, our place. Thank
Yeah.
you. Reputation is the word
There
I
you
was
go.
thinking for.
There you go.
In esports. Okay. And we're not going to abandon esports. We love competitive gaming. We're here for it. We're good at it. But when you take that lens of competitive entertainment, we can go beyond esports.
Right.
And so what does that mean? I don't know. We're defining it. But anything that hits and checks those boxes like I was talking about earlier, that could be the future.
Love it.
Love. Okay. Quick, some rapid fire cues to close us out. Brand doing esports, right? You already gave.
Michelin.
Okay.
Okay. Michelin.
Any,
If you don't know, check it out.
Okay.
Love
We're
it.
going to have to go check it out. And then trend marketers are sleeping on.
Participatory IP.
Okay. Participatory.
Participatory IP. It's hard.
I can't even
Say that.
say
Yeah,
that.
it's tough. It's what I've been talking about the whole time.
Right.
It's the fact that it's not just get IP access,
Got you.
put it on your stuff. It's the fact that our fans actually play these IPs.
So then you could go and get in those games. You can
Being more involved.
yeah, you can be more involved. Like the fan, if you talk to a fan of Counter-Strike, they don't talk about it as Valve's game. They talk about it as their game.
right.
They're like stewards of the IP. Like that is to the heart of the passion of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a theme that people, marketers are sleeping on.
Okay.
Love that.
I love that. Yeah. I think it goes beyond just like putting your brand in there, but like becoming a part of it.
I'm a part of it.
Love. And then you already said kind of this, but for Blast, but for esports as a whole, I'm going to put you on the spot here. One word for the future of it. One word.
Blessed.
I love. That was
Look
good.
at that.
He's
a nice
good,
little
guys.
pin drop.
You got to reach out. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you
This
for
has been
having me.
great.
This was great.
I think I learned a little bit. I think everyone's going to learn a lot. So really enjoyed chatting with you. And thank you everyone for joining us. We will see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do the arrows down below.
Follow.
All right. Thanks guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.